Most of all, can I please welcome all of you ladies and gentlemen who will have some very special memories, I'm sure, and that's what has brought you to this wonderful event. I couldn't go any further, however, without welcoming the Brisbane greeters. Please put your hands up as if you can't see them. Give them a round of applause. I ran into a Brisbane greeter at the markets, at the New Farm markets this morning, and what always impresses me is how friendly they are and what a great asset they are to our beautiful city to be welcoming people and showing them around. Now, I'm not going to speak for too long, which you'll be very pleased to hear, but I very much want to hear more from John and Gary, and I think we're going to do that shortly. But I do want to thank you for inviting me on behalf of the Lord Mayor Graham Quirk. I know that
brought Brisbane out of the country stage into like a modern new age city. We had some customers on last night from Adelaide, and they've got a population about the same, 1.1 million, which is about ours, a little bit larger if you take outlying suburbs. But they just couldn't believe the difference between Adelaide and Brisbane. They loved it here, and we get even the American servicemen that have been in the last few days. Any tourists or visitors that come to Brisbane just love it. And of course it's important to note that the city is only here because of the river. The whole world was explored by boats, and who knows who was here before Captain Cook, certainly the Dutch. They might have even been Vikings, who knows. Vikings were in America before Christopher Columbus. But the only reason, they call it the River City, and we want to share facilities here, which is really good. It's interesting to note the city cat effect, so I'm glad there's a bit more education for everyone. And I'm so happy that the council recognise the importance of these boats on the river. We'll be taking it up at some point in the future. And even the Expo 88 Foundation people. So it's really great. They are local icons. Now, we employ people, traditional shipbuilders that actually work for Millcraft. We still work with Peter from Millcrafts. We've got some great shipbuilders and tradesmen in our permanent fleet, if you like, and we don't let them go for anything. We reduce wages and costs, and we get them to be multi-skilled, so when the dollars dry up like they do in winter, or when the big floods are on, we pull them off the tills and they start cooking barbecues or taking dirty plates or own things. So it's all about versatility, and we really want to thank them for that. But thanks again, Gary, for starting them off, and we're looking for someone to carry them forward. I've been here 27 years now, so if anyone'd like to carry forward from here, we can assist them, and we would thank Councillor Howard here today for those lovely, encouraging words. Okay, thanks again, guys.
Do I need to use the microphone, or I'll just be a second. Good morning.
Yeah, you do, so they can hear you downstairs.
Oh, okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a distinct pleasure to be here on this special occasion for the 25th anniversary of World Expo 88 and the 25th anniversary of the Kookaburra River Queens. I represent Foundation Expo 88, which I founded in 2002 to commemorate and further the legacy of Brisbane's World Expo 88. And I'm joined here also by my colleague, Mr. Peter Racy, Executive Director, who is our cameraman for this morning. So first of all, distinguished guests, Councillor Vicky Howard representing the Lord Mayor, Mr. Gary Balkin, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for this opportunity. This year is of course a special pinnacle year for World Expo 88, where we reflect on the outstanding success of the Expo, and we look forward to the future where we can secure its legacy and memory. Much was done at the end of the Expo to keep various and diverse icons which have become part of Brisbane's subculture, from the 88-metre high Night Companion, now Stephen Sky Needle, to the Nepal Peace Pagoda at South Bank, which we just passed earlier, acquired by the Save the Pagoda Committee Fund, the Japanese Pond and Garden at Mount Coot, donated by the Japanese government, and the 1970 Osaka Expo Commemorative Foundation, to the numerous artworks all throughout the city. But there is one icon which stands out, which has become so much a part, which was so much a part of the success of Expo 88, and also so much a part of the modern day Brisbane experience that we've almost forgotten its Expo 88 connection, and that is of course the two Kookaburra River Queens. People here may remember the days, as Councillor Howard was speaking of, in the 70s and 80s, when anything to do with the Brisbane River was considered a dirty word, with the banks stretched out from end to end with factories and wharves, spewing out a number of cocktails of pollutants and chemicals. Then as we entered the 1980s with the Queensland Cultural Centre, the QE2 Jubilee Fountain. Does anybody remember the QE2 Jubilee Fountain? Yes, that lovely fountain, which I think we should have back, but that's just my personal opinion. The Riverside Centre, Pier 1, etc. We started to embrace the Brisbane River as our own, and as a place to rendezvous, even as a place to have a meal, and as permanently changed the dining culture in Brisbane as well. The Kookaburra Queens are a part of that. And for those who remember the very first day that they saw this graceful icon paddle steam up the river, they're very unlikely to forget it. A graceful lady, its clean white lines and gentle caressing of the river are all still today a sight to behold. So, what a pity and a shame it would have been if the Night Companion Stephen Skyneedle was sold to Tokyo Disneyland, as it was so discussed, and we so dearly want to keep these river queens here in Brisbane, not back to Mississippi or Sydney or elsewhere, but we definitely want to see these two Kookaburra River Queens to be welcoming guests to Brisbane in the 50th anniversary year of 2038, and even let's look a bit further on to 2088, the 100th anniversary of World Expo 88 as well. So we dearly want to see these two icons still be a part of the permanent culture, subculture of Brisbane today. And I'd like to thank Gary Balkan and the Kookaburra Queens and all those here today for bringing the Kookaburra Queens into the 21st century. They're a very palpable and tangible part of Expo 88 and World Expositions culture, and they're a very tangible part of Brisbane today. So thank you again, and thank you Mr. Balkan and Councillor Howard. Thank you.